You know, we all make mistakes, especially in our youth, but did yours live forever? This quote from Google's Eric Schmidt really makes you think. We have never had a generation with a full photographic digital record of what they did until now, right? Our tech expert Dave Hatter is here with a look at internet mistakes that never go away and how we can guide our kids. I mean, are kids putting pretty much everything about life out there on the internet now?
They are. I think, my own kids have had several instances where it's like, I think you need to go delete that. And that's part of the problem. Even once you delete it, is it really gone? Well, not necessarily.
Well, yeah, we're seeing that with some of the NSA controversy out of Washington. Yeah. This stuff can be kept forever, right?
The technological capability exists now to literally keep this stuff forever. And most of these companies like Facebook aren't deleting this stuff. And you even have the problem where if you deleted it, but it's already been indexed by Google, it may stay in their database for some unknown period
Just
of time.
because you delete it doesn't mean it's deleted.
That's exactly right, and I don't think most people understand that. That's a key problem.
Well, you put some numbers together on this graphic I want to show you right now. More than 90% of teens have posted a photo. That's not hard to believe. But only 9% of social media users, young social media users, are really concerned about third parties getting their information.
And I think that's because they don't really understand the ramifications, and I don't think we're doing a good job. Well, I think a lot of people in general, I don't think it's teens, don't really understand the ramifications that once you post something, it basically lasts forever. It's almost impossible to get rid of it. It may come back to haunt you many years from now, even after you've long since forgotten about it. So I don't think, consequently, we're teaching our kids that. So, the message isn't getting out, and that's why I think it's important to talk about this kind of thing. People need to understand that a lot of people are not getting jobs. They're losing their jobs over this. This can come back to haunt you in ways you could never imagine.
Yeah, let's talk about why it's so important. I mean, employers and recruiters, that's number one. These people can find these things, right?
They can. In fact, I encourage people, just go out and search for your name on Google and see what comes up. Because even if it's not information about you, if it's someone with a similar name, a recruiter may not know that. So you need to understand what's out there, and you need to understand that people are using these tools to look for information about you if you apply for a job.
That other number on that graphic from the Pew Research Center was that 1 in 5 people are regretting something that they've shared.
I might fit into that bucket myself.
Well, that can be anything. It can be a photo. It can be a political view. It can just be something you say.
Yeah, and again, it's difficult to know how that can come back to haunt you, especially because even if you tweak the privacy settings, that Pew Research study also mentioned that teens are getting better about trying to change the privacy, but you really have no privacy because once you post something, not only is it going into Google or Facebook's database or whatever, but you can't control what I do with that.
Yeah, that's misleading, isn't it?
If we're friends and I can see it, there's no way you can stop me from taking that and putting it in an email or resharing it or whatever. I might not even have any ill will or any kind of malicious intent. I just share something that later comes back to haunt you somehow, and it never occurred to you that even though you've changed the quote privacy and made it more private, it's not really private.
So let's take a look at what you can do about this, what you can do for yourself and what you can help your kids do. One is think long term, because in 5 years you might feel differently.
That's right.
Limit what is shared. Now, what should you share? What should you not share?
Well, I think it's really a personal preference, but my general advice would be, especially if you're looking for a job, you probably should share very little that would somehow offend an employer. Regardless of whatever it is, you can't know how some recruiter or potential employer is going to look at it and go, to the bid bucket with you. So
understand it's permanent, which you already covered, but understand these rules apply to all digital information. We're talking text, email, Skype,
That's
chat.
Right. It doesn't matter what the format is. Once you digitize it and you hit send, post, submit, whatever, once it's out there, the genie's out of the bottle. There's no way to get it back. There's no way of knowing where that will show up again. So this applies to anything that you're doing in any kind of electronic format, video, whatever. It's not just like Facebook or Twitter or something.
And then the last one is if you have kids and they're getting on some of these media, then you need to make sure you have access, right?
Yeah, you need to get in and check out what they're doing on occasion and make sure that they're not doing something that's going to cause them long-term damage, again, where they can't get into a college or they can't get a job or whatever because of things they've said. So, yeah, it's really, this stuff's not going away, nor is their data.
Yeah.
So it's really important.
Dave, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Dave's with Definity Partners, and we have more of that research on the website, fox19.com, and also a link in the big red box to Definity Partners. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Sheila.
We'll be back with